Chudang Toki Jonam La Janchu Bardu Dagni Kyatsuchi Dagi Chunyen Kipe Sunam Ki Jola Benchir Sangye Drupar Sho Chudang Toki Jonam La Janchu Bardu Dagni Kyatsuchi Dagi Chunyen Kipe Sunam Ki Jola Benchir Sangye Drupar Sho
Shogi Shmogi.
Shogi Dogi Dog Dog Dog.
Okay, homework.
That's for home.
Why can a wheel be completed in one round of life?
Because you can't
hasn't been triggered.
you can't be born.
There are links that require you to be reborn.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, the next one. How can a will be completed in two lives?
No intermediate life.
No intervening life. And one important criteria is that the karma has to be armed by initial and advanced desires, producing super strong link of ripened karma. Super strong. And how can a will be completed in three lives?
It always is.
There's an
When
intervening
the
life.
karma is armed in the second life, in the intervening life. So
When
it's not armed in the first one, but in the
Yes,
second one.
when they are not armed by the initial and advanced desire links at the first life, causing the intervening life. Mitten.
Human
Body and mind.
Yeah, HQ.
HQ.
I always remember HQ.
It's a
Headquarter.
good. It's a good translation.
Humans headquarter. Is that
Where
good?
you have to work from.
Okay.
Home base.
Home base. Home base.
It's base, right?
Home base. Okay.
Yeah, I think that's good. I like home base. Parma chupa.
No
Parma chupa, no intervening. Parma means what? What does it mean actually? Parma?
Bar is like in between.
In between?
Cut.
So cut in between?
Not cut.
Not
It's
cut.
not
There's
cut.
link.
In between.
Okay, okay. And then jitar bull pulwang, jitar pulwang, pulyang.
That's a good
Yeah,
vocabulary
remember
word.
we struggled through this.
Oops.
No matter how slow.
You are. No matter how slow things are.
Good, yeah. Unusual use of pool.
So it
I mean,
doesn't mean
it's,
offer at all.
It doesn't have anything to do with offering. Yeah.
Okay, that's all. Thank you very much.
I like the tie.
Nice
I
jacket
don't
too.
want the tie. I just like the tie.
Okay, thank you.
That's a Princeton tie.
Oh, is that so?
Loyal.
So Tigers.
Representing
Are you from Princeton
Hey,
too?
I didn't know
the Auburn Tigers too.
Ah, is that what the tie is?
Yeah.
that. It was the.
All the university colors too.
It was the prince of some English something. Okay. Oh, these are our choices for today.
Joker.
This is the trim on his pillow.
Terminator Dark Fate.
Yeah. The Sugeng's Willow Black Flag.
Terminator was yesterday's logic class. I was afraid it was today again, and I was like, didn't want to come. Okay. Okay, he said you can't finish a whole wheel in 4 lifetimes, okay? And here we go. Mr. Sugeng today.
Tao.
Not much to do.
Tao. Yeah. Miten la Klenam Minki Pungpo Penche
Excuse me, I'm going to interrupt you for a second.
Penche Kile Sak
Okay.
Penche Kile Sak Le Te La Selen Kang Ki Yang Su Matap Parle Sen khí sàn khí quang khí miếng kê và lắng tên thể là khai nam min khí phung bỏ bên chế khí lệ thế là xếp bế sư tập lem bế sư mà tập par si phơ lệ sàn khí quang khí miếng kê và lắng tên thế là ngar khí lệ thế là lem bế sư tập si lệ nước pa tu chen ne lar ke walang pe che yan lak chuni po the che min dra wa sila chok pe shila chok pe chir pe yan lak thang po ni mi che thang po la chok shepa mi che ni pa la chok len pa mi che sum pa thang lak ma tun po lay che la chok pa yin pe che.
Wow, it's a long proof.
Mouthful.
Okay.
Full of
There does too exist one turn around the wheel in how many lives? 4 lifetimes. Okay. Miten la.
The human HQ.
Yeah, in a human body and mind. You sak
Collect.
le,
Karma.
which will penche
Project you.
the ripened heaps. Okay, you gotta understand why this is here. Okay, ripened body and mind. Avadeva. Okay. Then that karma samata
It's not armed.
does not get armed either by, because the either is going to be important in this example. Okay, either by
the
initial desire
initial
or
desire
or
and,
increased desire, advanced desire.
Oh, it's either or, say or lend.
Right, neither by neither. Right, it isn't armed by either, because later in the proof he's going to divide them. Okay, so just basically these basically misunderstanding a seed waters it. That's very interesting, and that's why if you get to a certain point of understanding the pen, you cannot take a lower rebirth, because understanding your seeds waters them, makes them grow harder. The opposite is coffee meditation on a good seed, makes it grow faster. Okay. By the way, this is John Campbell, John Foley. Do you guys know each other? He's our new Sanskrit expert. He makes the Nepal project go well. He pays for the Nepal project. You guys can get along with each other. Simatapa, Le Shenki Wonki. Due to what? Le Shen.
Due to other karma.
Yeah, some other karma. Okay. Other than the one that was supposed to project the deva, right? Due to some other karma that you had in your mind, you take a birth, okay, as a human. This is what's the present tense? Land. Yeah. Okay, it's confusing. Then in that second life, okay, the karma, which was supposed to penje the body and mind of the deva as a karmic result, right? Mm-hmm. That gets sutapt
armed
by sepa alone.
by initial desire.
Yeah, by like you kind of don't understand the seed, but not completely don't understand the seed. Okay. No, sorry, here. The sepa does arming, but the lemba doesn't do arming.
Doesn't do arming.
Okay, 8 arms, like they slightly misunderstand their seed, then they die. They don't have time to misunderstand it completely. Something like that, okay? Then they shipa, see? They die and move on, poa. Then due to some other karma they had, again they take birth as a human. So how many human births now?
2, well, 3.
3 plus the first one. Yeah.
Yeah, 3 so far. Then Dela, on that home base, that previous karma, meaning the one that was going to penje Afla, that was going to
The first one, right?
create a deva life, it gets,
Armed by the.
then it
advanced-
gets lembe setup.
Armed by 9.
And I guess the implication is it's already sepe setup. Okay? But it's interesting that the setup, the arming process, might take 2 lifetimes. That it could go on over 2 lifetimes. Because he got initial misunderstanding, started to arm the seed as if water touched the watermelon seed. And we like to talk about a narrow leaf campion. Why?
The
It was seeds found in Siberia, 32,000 years old.
Without the right conditions.
And they watered them and they grew. So, you know, so here the seed got wet, but it didn't have enough water. The seed got wet in the second life, right? And then it got full watering
Yeah, it just got moist.
in the next life. Sunabi. Then it became Si Le Nupachen.
super powerful.
This is kind of an interesting idiom that you guys should learn. Okay, there's 2 lays in the wheel, right?
Yeah, 2 and 10.
2 and 10. So now he's saying the karma of 10. Karma as number 10, which means a seed which is totally soaked in water. And the picture in the wheel of life is a pregnant lady. And then number 11 is going to be birth. So this is a very common idiom in the wheel of life literature. They say sile nupachen, okay? Sile nupachen. It means very potent, pregnant seed, ready to burst open, ready to crack open, okay? Where is it in the kitchen?
Right before.
She puts her hand on the doorknob to the kitchen, okay? Then when she opens the door, it will crack open, and she'll see the husband yelling, okay? All right, Nupa Tuchen Duchene, it makes the karma very powerful. And then finally you
Take birth.
you
as
take
a
that deva birth that
deva.
you were supposed to take because it finally got watered properly. The seed finally got watered properly. Then we can say in this case that the Yenlakchu Nipo,
All 12.
all 12,
12.
have Dzog
Completely.
Complete.
in 4 different lives, Mindawa, 4 different lives, okay? Then he just rubs it in, he says. Then he wraps it up. The first 2 links happened in which life? The first human life. The first human life. Then the initial watering happened in the second human life.
Yeah.
Then the advanced watering, the soaking, happened in the 3rd human life. And there's the other 7, right? It's very common in the wheel. Because those are just the normal human life, okay? Yeah, he doesn't say they get completed in the 4th life. He says they get completed in the Deva's
Deva.
life that was being projected, okay? Got it?
Kishu,
What
how-
now? Anticipatory translation.
5.
Yeah, there's been a discussion of, can you make all 12 links in one life? What was the answer?
No.
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 Can you make all 12 links in the same round? Okay. 2 is possible,
Yes.
3 is possible, 4 is possible. Then we're trying to learn this thing called anticipatory translation. What might be the next subject?
Some part
Can-
of anticipation
Can you do 5?
must include.
Usually
like,
questions.
It's not really going to do 12.
Questions. How do we translate Deva?
I call it pleasure being.
Just pleasure being? Okay.
I like to translate.
9.
Yeah.
9.
He's asking how to translate Deva or Tha. I like to say pleasure being. Because when you say God or divine or Deva, it implies spiritually divine, and they're not. They're just like rich people in this life.
Okay.
They have sex, they get drugged up, then they die. So I don't want to call them devas or especially I don't want to call them gods. Okay.
One more question. When I read this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lives, looks like this 8 and 9 are implying to the bad seeds rather than good seeds. Is that right, or
Yeah,
it's
everything
applicable
in
to
the
both?
wheel is bad. You can
Okay.
always, if
Okay.
your translation is a little dark, that's perfect. Yeah.
Okay.
The only happy place is standing outside the wheel and
I
pointing
see.
at the moon.
Okay.
Okay, here we
Okay.
go.
Thank you.
By the way, the wheel is much more I don't know. It's like someone being raped or something. It's supposed to make you feel terrible. But people are like, oh, look at that pretty pregnant lady, you know. Yay!
Rang Luk.
What is Rangluk, just for our guests?
Our definition from our system, by our system.
So what are the three parts of a typical debate text?
Shenlok
Wait, no.
Okay.
You
I
can say
don't-
in English.
Yeah, the first one is basically the all the wrong definitions, all the wrong components. And
The
then
other guy gets to come and make stupid statements,
stupid statement.
wrong statements about the subject. Then
And
the
then
second
The
part,
second part will be our definition.
then we wipe him out. We say, aha, this is the correct thing. But then very coolly,
The third part, we let them to come back and do some rebuttals.
he gets to come back and attack our position, which is a very nice pedagogical method, educational method. So first we learn what everything wrong, then we learn everything right, and then the wrong guy gets to come back again and complain about our right stuff. And it's a very nice, it's kind of fair. You know, okay, so we're in the, we just reached, except we always beat him in the third one.
I say how it is, and then we get sent by a new straw man who's arguing against us.
By the way, he loses every debate. He never wins. It's just like a good football game. Okay.
Niparangi luk la, pendre yan lak chuni, pote chitar nyuryang che mindrawa ni la, chok gypa yinte.
Pause there. The real important one, yeah, Adam's got it. Talk about it. Talk about it.
Jita and Yura, it looks like
Yeah.
it would be, didn't depend on how quickly it was.
No, say it the same way we said Jitar Bu.
Jita Bul.
Jitar Bu was no matter how slow. Now this says,
No matter how quickly.
yeah, no matter how fast they go. No matter how fast the 12 links go, right? Okay, no matter how fast the 12 links go, you're gonna have to take ni, two
birth.
different lifetimes.
Oh.
Mindawa, two different lifetimes to dzok. Yeah, gopa means it's gotta take at least 2 lifetimes. Okay? Why? Now he's gonna give us a reason. Now read from me then.
Mi ten le nam min ki pung po, penche ki le sak. Le te la selen ni ki sutap.
Comma, say sutap, then
Sutap.
pause. Yeah.
Si le nu pa tu chen tu chene kewa, sen ki, parma chupar hlar kewa langpa te, che yan lak chuni po te, che mindrawa ni la sukpa yin pe chir.
I'm gonna cut this off. Okay. Yeah, me tenla. With in a body and mind of a human, you sak
Collect,
lay,
karma,
which penche,
project,
the body and mind. I'm going to say for simplicity.
Ripened,
in
Yeah,
the
which
pleasure
ripen of a deva. Okay.
being.
Then that karma gets set up armed by both
Initial and
advanced
desire.
stupid desire, ignorance, and then that becomes sile.
Becomes
Yeah,
Ripen.
ripe karma of great power.
with a great power.
And he repeats the word nipa, okay? Tremendous power, okay? Chene makes it have tremendous power. And then, kewa shenki parmachapa.
There's
Yeah, and given that there's no intervening life, right? No life between the two, you're immediately born into a
there was
deva realm. In this case, okay, this say means case and not lifetime. Okay, in this instance, you're gonna get 12 links finishing in two different lives. So this say means life. This say means when or that time. Okay, so you gotta be careful in these wheel of life things about the word life. Okay. Okay.
It's not true that it's going to be in this case instead of
That's a
this. It would make sense if it was like
It wouldn't make sense, right? Because he's saying it.
Well, something concluded. You feel a pause in the syntax, and then it starts with Deitse. If it meant that life, it would say Tsedela. You see what I mean? That's the clue. Deitse is at that time. Tsedela means in that life. So the day would come after say if it meant life. Okay. And this doesn't modify Tse, by the way. Okay. It modifies the Yenlak Chunipo. Those 12 links. Tricky. All right. Here we go. Short sentence.
Trip che kong tang sung.
Anybody got it?
That's the same as my proof above.
Yeah. Now the proof of what we just said is what we just went through. Above. Kong du. Sung means equal to. Okay. We don't have to repeat the whole argument. Okay. Here we go.
Okay. តែនរលยันลักชุนีพอเทปอเทเชมินตราวาสุมลาซอกปายุทเท
By the way, why didn't I cut this up?
Yeah, I was just asking myself.
Because it's very long. But look, here's the drupja, and here's the reason down here. It's a single logical statement.
Okay.
So you can't really split it. Okay, it's a single syllogism. Okay. Okay, and really this is Chuchen here. Let's take the 12 links. Comma, they can be completed in three different lifetimes because, and then it goes, this is the whole because right here.
Okay.
You take a deep breath and say it. Okay? Because mitenla,
มีแต่นละ
it's the same thing basically. You suck,
the complete collect
you collect the karma to penje
to throw the,
as a karmic ripening, okay? The body and mind of a deva.
of the deva.
Okay. Then
Then the karma
that karma sumata
not
doesn't get armed by the little bit of water and a lot of bit of water.
the advanced desires.
Then you die.
Then die
Then due to other karma,
due to other karma.
you kiawa as a mere me.
Born
Take birth as a human.
as a human.
On that human body and mind, okay, that karma, which is supposed to project the body and mind of a
In the deva's realm.
deva as its karmic ripening, right? It gets set up by both.
Get armed by both initial and advanced desires.
Yeah, which kind of means initial and advanced ignorance. So
Ignorance.
you gotta understand that. And there's a whole long discussion about desire, and I don't think it has much to do with it. It's the ignorance behind the desire that arms the karma. Okay. Because according to the Lam Rim, everybody wouldn't like to be born as a hell realm. You see what I mean? That's not real bad desire. That's a kind of a nice aspiration. Okay. So the sile nupatichen che, it makes the karma 10 extremely potent, and then you lang kiawa
Take birth
as a human.
as a
Yeah, and in this instance, okay, when that happens, all 12 links are dzok
completed
in Semendawasum, in three different lives. Yimbe chite. You could, if you wanted to, you could cut it there. It's a dual reason. There's two kinds of dual reasons. You can say karshik, which is kind of like a simultaneous dual reason. But this is a different kind of dual reason. He says because blah, 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 because blah, blah, blah. So really he's proving the first reason with another reason. So it's not a full syllogism, but neither is it a dual reason. It's a progressive reason. Okay, got it? Because he didn't say karshik here. They means succession. Okay, so here we go.
ยันลักษณ์
Which means he's
ดัง
thinking of another reason to tell you that supports his first reason. Okay, and here it is.
ยันลักษณ์ดังโพยันลักษณ์ดังโพนี้มิเชทางโพทางเซเลนสิ
So
ปะ
the famous first two links are completed. Here's the verb dzok, which distributes to
Dzok,
everything. The first two links are completed in the
Human life.
mitse tumble,
First,
the
in the first
human
human life. What are the famous first two links?
Or the misunderstanding and the fresh karma.
Yeah, misunderstanding things and fresh karma in the kitchen.
You
Oh.
think your husband is angry because he had a stuck in traffic.
Bad day.
That's the first link,
Yeah.
and you yell back.
Yeah.
Yeah, you yell back.
Shouldn't it be yelling at the kids? Should be.
It could be also. Could be also.
Which
For
is
separate,
hard.
for separate.
But the emphasis was on yeah. Okay, Yana, how many lifetimes does it take to complete a single yelling at your husband?
Apparently it's two.
Okay,
At least two.
so they are. Anyway, Yana Dumbo Ni Mitse Dumbo. And the first two links, the famous first two links which hang together, misunderstand your husband and doing something to hurt him. They are completed in the first lifetime, human lifetime. Then the ripe karma links, which are 3. Okay, so karma involved links are always 2 plus 3. Okay, these 2 plant the karmic seed. These 3 water it until it's powerful and ready to open. Okay, and then that happens in the second human life. And then all those other 7. What are the other 7? Sumba, Namshe.
Someone
Then that's consciousness entering the womb. Shipa Mingsuk. The body and mind in the womb. Ngapa Keche. The sense is growing inside the womb. Kiepa Tuparekpa. Contact between the senses and the outside world. Dumba Torah. Feeling. And that's it, right? 7?
And then
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, or 11 and 12. Rebirth and death and old age in there. Maybe. Okay. They are completed in the God's life. Okay. And then you get all 12. Yay!
Means what number? Link 3, 4, 5,
3,
6,
4,
7,
5, 6,
11,
7,
12 are completed
11,
in
12.
the Devasram. Means the other one.
Yeah, and those are basically, those 7 are one lifetime.
Okay.
You basically form, you enter your mom's womb, your body and mind form, you come out, you make contact with the outside world. Then you die. That's rebirth, and then you die. Okay. Okay.
But what? How could 11? I thought 11 and 12 were their own separate life balls.
I don't know.
How could you rebirth when you were born?
Yeah.
11 is 3 through 7.
11 is 3 to
And
7.
why is
You
it?
gotta cook it. You gotta cook it. Okay. All right. Okay. Jitar. Here comes the Jitar Bhuyan.
Trouble, yeah.
No matter how slow.
10 rillion lak chuni po te jitar pulyang.
Let's translate that much.
The no matter how slow the 12 links of the dependence circle.
Go.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Chemindrawa sila Shila
She.
Shila
Yeah. It's
Sila Sok.
it can new. Okay. Can new.
New.
It can new. Can zok. In sage she.
Okay.
In
What's
4
new
lifetimes.
again? Sorry.
Can.
Or can.
Power.
CN.
It means
Oh,
power. Yeah.
oh.
It's
Can-
able to.
Able
to.
able
Okay.
to collect.
How's that?
Therefore-
Now please read this next piece.
Miten
Miten
la lem na min ki pung po penche ki le sak.
You should be able to do that by yourself
Yeah.
now.
Collect the human body. In the human life.
In the human,
in the
bo-
human
with the
life,
human body and
with the
mind,
human body and mind,
you suck.
collect the karma
Yeah,
that will throw
good.
into the ripen in the form of the body and mind.
Yeah, the
in
body and mind which will
Devasram,
ripen into a deva. Okay.
in the Devasram.
Then, go ahead, read the whole line.
Lete la
Devas-
selen kang rung ki sumatap parle sen ki wang ki mir kewalang
Yeah, then that karma is sumata
is armed.
mata.
It's not armed. It's not armed
Either by
either by the
8 or 9.
8 or 9.
Okay. And due to some older
due to some
karma,
other karma,
you
get rebirth into another human.
yeah. And
life.
on that body and mind, with that body and mind,
With the body and mind,
okay, then the old karma you collected to become a deva does get set up.
get armed by the initial ignorant,
Desire,
initial desire.
but it doesn't get set
doesn't
up
get armed by the advanced
eight.
building number 9.
I'm sorry, nine.
Nine.
And then due to some
to
older
some
karma,
Older karma.
you're born as a human.
Born as a human.
Then,
Yeah.
Tendela,
Tendela ngar kile tela len pe sutap sile nupa tu chen tu chene lar kewa lang pana.
yeah. And the interesting thing again is that 8 and 9 can happen in separate lives. You know, you start to misunderstand the karmic seed and then you die. And then you get born again and you finish misunderstanding the karmic seed, okay? Then it opens, okay? Yeah.
This clear distinction between 8 and 9 in terms of misunderstanding.
It's not clear in the literature. No, it's not clear. It's just shades of power. How strong is it? That's all. And it's not clear what's the line. There's no definition or anything like that. It's just initial desire and advanced desire. And Rinpoche used to talk about it a lot. We studied this for 3 years or something. And then we did that Udayana book.
Did you guys do scheduled technical therapy?
We looked at him. But at the time, there were so many bad translations of the 12 links that we had to, it made our work harder. There were so many bad translations, like compositional factors. That took like 6 months to destroy that one. And, you know, and that's okay. They didn't have training. They were just trying, and that's fine. So anyway, so these two were traditionally translated as desire and taking. And it doesn't make any sense, you know, and Rinpoche was quite irritated by it. Okay,
What's
so,
Sanskrit then? Why is it Len if it's this?
oh, it can be translated as Len, but it doesn't, it's a case where it doesn't mean that. Yeah. What's the Sanskrit?
Well, the second, I think it's Upadana for Lemba.
Oh, okay.
So yeah. And then Recta or what's it, Raga.
Raga maybe.
Upadana, yeah.
Okay. So in this case, you're the 12 links. And by the way, there's many misnomers in the 12 links, right? I mean, that's not the only two.
The terms used.
So, and it's just code words that Lord Buddha decided to use. So we could have something to do. Then that's an example of these 4 finishing, of the 12 finishing in 4 lifetimes. He doesn't talk about 5, does he?
Yeah.
But he seems to say here that no matter how slow it goes.
Yeah.
Now, what about a case where Buddha says if you learn a single line of scripture from a person and then don't treat them as a teacher, you get 500 births as a dog. So there's going to be this debate is coming up.
Oh,
Okay, that's a little more than 4.
I see.
Jita Buyang. Okay, so that's coming. Okay, in the
next.
Shanlukapa, I think.
Is it like sequential births as a dog?
Yeah, that's
Not
another.
like a dog roll
You mean
in between.
Atsupapong.
Okay, we finished that one, right?
You're a really good dog.
Oh, now he breaks it down. He did this already. I'm just going to read it, okay? The first 2 links get finished in the first human life. The 8th link gets finished in the second human life. The 9th link and the 10th link get finished in the third human life. And then the rest of the normal 7 links get finished in the Deva life at the end, okay?
Kishala, when we say Deva, this is still in the desire realm, or
Some are, I think, no. The beings in the form and formless realm resulting from those deep meditations are also called devas.
also there. So this includes.
Yeah, so only 6 forms of life in all 3 realms.
Sorry, repeat again.
Only 6 forms of life in all 3 realms, if you don't count Bardowas.
Six.
Okay.
Why 6?
6 forms of life.
6 rounds.
A hell, animal,
6 plus
preta,
the
human,
yeah,
animal,
and then the
deva.
form and form.
But there are some devas in the desire realm, at the very top of Mount Meru.
Okay, so this includes both, right?
Yeah,
The this-
yeah, yeah. Good question.
Is it a finite thing, the way that all these, the way that they can ripen? Or
Yeah.
just endlessly described?
Yeah, and some people have said, well, Geshe-la, that means they're not empty because there's not infinite variations, but there are patterns in karma that repeat themselves. So there will never be more than 6 kinds of life. So you have to struggle with that. It doesn't mean it's not empty. It just means that given all the ways that karma can interact, there's only 6 possibilities for life.
Wasn't that like Chicheja? Because
Somebody asked me if you saw all the beings in the universe, did you see anybody that had 4 eyes or 6 arms? Or no, you won't. Okay. Okay. Sorry about that. All those science fiction books. Okay, you ready? You had some question. Who had a question? Somebody else had a question? No. Okay, go.
Hle namin ki pung po penche ki le la sepe su tap len pe su matap par si po wa yut par tal.
Yeah, but wait,
You
I
part-
hate that. I hate that when he goes, "Ta."
You par tal. You par tal. No?
You about how?
You par tal.
Okay, it goes up. Okay.
Wrong Luke.
Now,
Oh,
Ron
wrong
Luke,
Luke.
our
Okay,
guy
okay.
is saying, look,
Okay,
it
okay.
is possible to have initial desire, and then it gets partially armed by initial desire, and then it doesn't get armed by strong desire
strong desire.
in the same life. It is possible. So how does it happen? How could it happen? Okay, you kind of have to die halfway between or something. Let's see if we're right. Okay, Shipo Yorata. It is possible to die with that deva karma. It got wet, but it didn't get soaked. Okay, well, how does that happen? Please read.
Te ten la dak che to talk ki jik pe pung po la shepe shepa get shepa te le namin ki pung po penche ki le la sutap len pe sumatap par si per le par situ kewa lang.
Okay, stop there. This is misspelled. What's the difference between jig and jigs?
fear and destruction.
Which is which?
Jix is fear.
Fear. Yeah, this has to be fear.
Yeah.
Okay, it's a dangerous misspelling because the other one makes sense. Okay.
What is the
I'm
one
sorry,
without
yeah.
S?
With the S means fear,
Without S?
and without the S means to destroy.
To destroy. Oh.
Yeah. Yeah, and this is just a traditional sepa, okay? And I'm not sure those are totally correct. But anyway, here we go. De tenla, with the body and mind that you collect the deva karma, okay, before you die, you get number 8. Number 8 wets it. Okay, number 8 wets it. Okay, how? Dark shade toki jikpa, and we had the different kinds of sepa before. I think there's 3 or 4. Here's one of them. Okay, tok means unfounded suspicion or a fear, irrational fear. Okay, what is the irrational fear here? Yeah, I'm being destroyed. I'm being destroyed. As you die, you say, I'm going permanently into the void, I will never come back. And you get terrified. So this jiks means terrified.
Terrified.
Okay, and that's a classic kind of sepa. Because this misunderstanding of the seed is quite strong at that moment. Okay.
So
Jikpe.
what is Dakche again?
Oh, you're afraid that you are going to discontinue.
Oh, okay.
Okay, this che means cut off, like jut. Okay. You're afraid that's the end of you and you're going to be gone
Dakche,
forever.
or the self is
Yeah, me is going to be cut off,
cut.
terminated. and you have a terror. Terror that this is going to happen. And that's sepa. That's a form of sepa. That's a form of wetting the seed, moistening the seed, but not soaking it, okay? So you have sepe sepa, means you have link 8 in the form of a desire for yourself or your parts. And that overcomes you. Ke, sepa ke, that comes up in your heart. And that sepa sutaps. That arms the karma which is going to throw a body in mind as a ripening for a deva. Okay, lembe. But there's not time for lemba to come in.
For advance.
Deeper desire, because you die. Okay, so it's very interesting. In his example, number 8 has to happen during the death process.
Number
to
8.
not be followed by a 9.
Oh.
That's interesting, right?
Oh.
Is it has to, or you just?
Well, I don't know. I would say it probably has to. If you have any time to think about it, 8's going to go to 9.
Yeah.
But if you have 8 real strong and then you suddenly die. So his example is that. I don't know in theory if it's possible to have.
8 happens in the guillotine and then sunk.
Yeah, something like that.
Meaning
That's
that in
it.
the death process, the person has this fear,
Yeah,
right? And
yeah.
that's why.
So he has 8, but he doesn't have 9. Yeah, for 99% of people, that fear arms the karma.
And then if on the next life they have this fear again, I think this will become a perpetual
Well, there's
cycle.
different kinds of sepa. So 9 could happen before death, I think, in the next life.
9, but not 8,
Yeah,
right?
it
Oh, I
doesn't
mean,
necessarily have to happen at death.
Oh,
But for this example, 8 has to happen at death because 8 happens without 9.
right.
Okay.
That's why he's using.
Okay. But there's different kinds of sepa.
See all these texts where we covered the different kinds?
I think in his text, because remember we defined 12 links.
yeah.
Now we're talking
Yeah.
about how many lifetimes does it take.
On
We're
8,
actually done with the 12 links.
yeah.
Now he's just talking about how do they work. You know? Okay. Setup, lembe sematap. Okay. So in that case, the karma has been armed by initial misunderstanding,
But
but
not-
it hasn't been completely soaked, right? And you shipa
die.
and halai parthu along. You take a birth as a.
Bardo being.
Oh, I'm sorry, a bardo being. Okay,
Oh.
parsi. Say parsi.
Parsi.
That means a bardo being. Partowa. Partowa. What's another word for that?
Smell eaters?
Yeah, in Sanskrit,
Oh, Gandhava?
Gandharva, which also means celestial musician. So you got to be careful. They got mixed up, and then they started calling celestial musicians stink eaters, but they're not. Okay, so anyway, I don't know.
Geshe-la, this Hlei Parsitu
Yeah.
Kewa means what? This
Now
is the
wait, I'm
Deva's
telling
part.
you. What do you look like at that point
Yeah, looks like
in the Parsi?
Deva. Deva.
Yeah, the rule is you look like the being you're going to be.
Yes.
So you die as a human, and then immediately you take on the appearance of a god, Deva, but in
right?
sort of a spirit form. Okay? And if you're going to take birth in the hell realm, you look like a burnt log,
Yeah.
and you walk upside down and stuff like this. Okay? So, I don't know. 5 Parsi to Kerlang. So you go into the Parsi, and you look like a Hla. Now the big question is,
Yes.
can it be redirected in the Parsi?
Oh, that's where they're going?
Okay, yeah. Once you look like a Deva, as in the Bardo, can anything happen there to redirect you? It's called redirecting in the Bardo.
In Abhidharma we say no, right? No.
I don't know. Ask the Abhidharma expert.
But here it seems that the Bardo is Hla, but it's going to be reborn as a rebirth
When
as
you
a
say the
human.
Bardo is a Hla, it always means is
It will-
going to be
a Hla.
Not that he's a Hla. He's not a Hla. He's actually some kind of a Preta. Okay.
Sorry?
Pardowas
Yeah.
are Pretas, but they look like Hlas because they're going to a Deva realm.
Bardo is Preta.
A Pardo is like considered a Preta. Yeah.
It's considered. Oh.
So then the wheel, they're separate
Yeah, I mean, they're like a preta hasda. Chisa. Chisa is also synonym for a preta.
Oh.
Okay.
But
So
we
anyway,
discussed before, right? Padua is not part of these 6 realms
in the
earlier-
wheel, he's
in the
not.
wheel,
Yeah, he's in the next wheel between the inside the before the animals and outside the animals, but inside the 6 kinds of birth.
Okay.
Or 5, depending on which painting you have.
Yeah.
Okay, Parsitu Kevalang. So, please read. Kesudu.
Kesitu kewa malang par mir kewa yupe chirte.
Yeah, $50 for this one, but you have to be right. I'm safe. I'm safe. He's the only one who could get it. And he's not in the mood this morning.
No, Casey. So Casey means the being to take birth,
Whoa.
right?
Forget it.
Oh,
You're already
I
wrong.
know.
Okay, nobody got it. There does exist the possibility
Yeah.
that even having taken a Bardo body that looks like a Deva,
Deva,
you can still be born as a human
Yeah.
without going into a Kesi tu Kiewa Malangbar, without being born as a Kesi. So see here doesn't mean link number 10. It means a kind of being. Okay, so you can be a Parsi, you can be a being in the in-between state who's supposed to be a Deva, but when you pop out as a human.
Human. Yeah.
Okay, now what's going on there? Here's the reasoning.
Clay parsitu kewa langna. Clay kesitu kewa lenpe ma kyape chir.
Yeah, just because you have taken birth as a Deva Parsi, when?
In
After you're
Af-
in life.
Just after you die. You take birth into the Bardo.
yeah.
That's also called a Kesi. That's also called a being at birth. Okay, so you die, you're born into the Bardo, you look like the Deva you're supposed to become, but you don't take. That doesn't necessarily mean that when you pop out, you're going to be a Deva. Okay, got it? You die. You die. Yeah, it changes. Something happens in the Bardo. You get redirected in the Bardo. Okay. And by the way, that's why we do Changchok. That's why we do prayers for dead people for 49 days. We're trying to set off other karmas in their mind and redirect it. So this is a proof that it's possible. Okay.
Satisfying proof.
We still got more. No, we still got more. We still got more.
Okay.
He's gonna explain. Don't worry. Okay. Kunle tule.
Kunle tule.
Here's the scriptural proof. Then we're gonna have a logical proof. Don't worry.
Kunle tule chitena dokko tena nepa kyang le sokko se
Okay.
sung pe chir.
So there's 2 kuntus,
Yeah.
Do kuntu and Chema kuntu and Ngumba kuntu. Abhidharma. So Samuchaya means compendium. There's 2 famous compendiums. So you need a database. And this happens to be the Abhidharma one, which was mistakenly put into the mind-only school section. Yeah, you're supposed to say no, Geshe-la. Yeah, that's a mind-only version of Abhidharma, written by
No.
a Sangha. Okay, his brother wrote the Abhidharma version of Abhidharma. Then the half-brother, wrote the mind-only version of the same Abhidharma. But it's different. It's more sophisticated. Okay. So anyway.
Even with the same contents or?
Mostly the same contents, but very mind-only-ish. So it's kind of a bridge between Abhidharma to mind-only. Okay. But it's actually kind of, it's used a lot for correct opinions about things. Okay. Abhidharma Kosha is used a lot for incorrect opinions about things. Or basic information, correct basic information. I don't want to put down Stanley completely. Okay.
How long is this? How long is the...
What's that?
Chungapa, Kunachapa,
It's quite long. Yeah.
You mean the thickness?
Chidena doko.
Chitenadoko.
Chidena doko. How is it that you could reverse the direction at that point? How is it that you could change the direction at that point? Dok means here, turn it to another direction. Dok means to turn around, right? How is it that you could redirect the karma at that point? Well, dena nepe, those who are staying there in the pardo, leisok.
Collect karma?
They also collect karma. They're doing stuff. They're thinking stuff. They're making karma.
Well,
Okay, it's very interesting. If you spend 49 days there, you got to do something. You still have a mind.
Oh, okay.
Every time you have a thought, you're collecting karma.
Wow.
So the Abhidharma Samachaya says, yeah, how is it you could redirect it? Well, Dena Nepa means those who are staying there. They still make karma. They're still making karma. Okay, cool.
Fear of death as they enter the womb.
Sorry?
They have great fear of death. As they
Yeah, but then after that, they feel good and they make some good karma. I don't know, maybe they help other Bhairavas.
Wow.
Okay.
Wow.
I did big letters for you here.
Oh,
Okay, Ji and Chi are interchangeable. Don't worry about that. Chi tena doko, tena nepe yang le soko. So just different ancient spellings, but it's all the same. Okay.
oh, this is the Abhidhamma.
Then he says
Samachaya.
Kelwa Nyambe, not Kelpa. Okay. Kelwa Nyambe Sem Chendam Kyantongo. Sai Bardo people can see other Sai Bardo people. And he starts to go on other details of the Bardo. Okay. And then in his mind, the debate is finished. But he's going to give reasons now
Okay.
in the Tsupapong. Okay, because Venerable Utpala came back here and said, "Why? Wait a minute. That's just a quotation from scripture. Can't you prove it?"
Oh, we have 10
And she became the
seconds.
Tsupapong. Okay, so please read.
10 seconds left.
How much time we got?
10 seconds.
Don't waste 10 seconds.
Sumpa Supapong wala.
If you were in the Bardo, you could redirect yourself in 10 seconds. Okay, okay. So here the guy gets to come back and attack our presentation. Let's finish this sentence.
Yeah, okay.
Kaching nare.
Kachik nare, klane mir kewa lang pe, drebui tendrel dunpo tem miten la yong suzok part tal.
No, forget it. I don't want to go there. It's not what I thought. I thought he was going to prove the thing about karma in the Bardo, and he's not going there.
Okay.
Stopped here.
14. 14, yeah.
Okay.
Sasi
Puki Jushin Medol Tam Rira Lingshi Ninde Gempadi Sange Shindu Mikte Uwargi Dokunam Dakshinga Chupasho Ilang Guru Rana Mandala Kandiyatayami
Gewa
Di Gewokun Sunam Yese Chokchokshing Sunam Yese Lejuwe Dampar Kunyi Topar Sho. By the way, tomorrow there's at least 3 important meetings I know about that I have to go to. One was supposed to be 10:30 with Vivian and Yao Li and Jenny, and then Gibson and Emily translating, I think. And we were gonna go to the Hilton and have a breakfast. And the Hilton said we don't want people hanging out. So and then the second meeting was gonna be printing meeting. You were gonna start your printing meeting. I was gonna drop in. And then after that, I had another meeting with ACI and ACIP. So I asked Scott to call Moscato and see if we could get it for 4 or 5 hours in the afternoon. After they open at 11, but I think no one goes there. And if they disagree, we'll do it here. Okay, but we have to stagger those meetings for me to come to all of them. Okay, so probably if it's Moscato, it'll be something like 11, 12:30, and 2 or something like that. Okay. So you'd be 12:30. That'd be wonderful. That'd be awesome. Well, let's see what Scott reports. But generally, if that's time fits, is that time work for you guys? 12:30 to 2, something like that?
12:30
For publishing.
12:30 to 2.
For publishing.
Yeah.
And then I'd like the mixed nuts to come
Okay.
because we're going to brainstorm about ways to market your books. John, we made $130,000 in a month with the first book, The Diamond Cutter. And so we're trying to repeat that. But it's going to take your help, and I'm not doing the whole thing, which I did. Me and Brigitte did the other one, right? She carried the books in the suitcase, and Scott auctioned them for $5,000 each. And I mean, that's not going to happen. I can't repeat that, so I need your help. I need you guys to come up with some ideas of how to sell your books, especially the books like the Logic book.
Or
You got to put some, I don't know, some cocaine inside or something. I don't know. I can't think of why anybody would buy it. Maybe people can't sleep. Okay, anyway.
Sleep disorders.